everybody. How are we doing today? My name is Nicole Toomey. Today's video is going to be a stiff back stretch and flow. So we're going to be moving around, shaking things up, moving the energy, moving the muscles. Okay, so we're going to work on the legs a little bit because the legs are attached to the hips, which are connected to the back. So kind of moral of the story is if you feel pain anywhere, you're probably going to feel pain elsewhere just because of that pain, right? So we're going to start, maybe you need to hold on to something. We're going to start by lifting one knee up to your chest and then releasing down, lifting your other knee up to your chest. So just loosening up the hips, loosening up the legs a little bit. All right, heel to your glute, open chest. Again, if you need to have something next to you to hold on to, that's fine. Heel to your glute, open chest. Feel free to say anything in the comments. Is it cold where you are? Is it hot where you are? What are you dealing with pain-wise? Okay, we're gonna get a little bit of leg, inner thigh engagement and stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you this way so that you can really see. So I have my legs separated, right, into a V. Okay, and then I'm going to sit back into my right glute and stretch my left inner thigh. So I'm sitting back to the right, stretching my left inner thigh, which to you guys probably looks like my right, but you're stretching the long leg, okay? Come back up to that V position, sit back to the other way, stretch the inner thigh of the other leg. And again, like I said, everything is connected. So this is a back flow, but I want to loosen up the legs a little bit first. Okay. Good. All right, great. While we're still standing, we'll do another one of my favorites. That's specifically for your back, but also it's going to access your hamstrings, which oftentimes if you have tight hamstrings or tight hip flexors, that's going to cause back pain. So let's reach up and back. You can go into a little bit of extension if you want to, but you don't have to, meaning you can move your head behind the midline of your body. Chin to throat, soft knees. Allowing your hands to go down as far as they will. So if they only go down to your shins or your knees, that's totally fine, but let your head and hands hang. If you can get them all the way to the ground, amazing. Okay? And then your head and hands are going to come up last. So I'm going to tuck my tailbone. This is called ragdoll. I'm going to tuck my tailbone, stack my spine. My glutes are kind of squeezing forward here if you can't tell. Rounding, stacking until my head comes up. And then a little bit of a shoulder release here at the top. All right. We're going to do that one more time. So reaching up and back. Chin to throat, soft knees, rounding it. Maybe pedaling out the knees a little bit, pedaling out the hips a little bit. I'm moving my ankles around, my knees around. And again, I'm going to let my head and hands come up last, ragdoll. So I'm tucking my tailbone like a scared dog. I'm bringing my hips forward a little bit. I'm stacking my spine. Head and hands come up last. And then I reach up and kind of roll out the shoulders. All right. Now we're going to change it up. So that was flexion, which means that you are forward of the midline of your body. Up next, we're going to do extension, which means backward of the midline of the body, okay? Or behind the midline of the body. So from here, you're going to reach up and back. A little bit of extension if you want. Chin tucks to throat, round the spine, soft knees again. Going down as far as you can with your hands. My little man Wolfie is joining the video. He wants out. I'm talking too loud, maybe. Okay, and then from here, you're going to come up so that your hands are at about your shins. You're going to lift up your head first. Then you're going to engage your mid-upper back. And then you're going to engage your mid-low back. And then you're going to stand all the way up, okay? So the goal of this to be to move your spine like this, okay? So a lot of times we have a stiff back because we're not moving it enough. So this one is really, really good if you have a stiff back. You go lay down, mister. He's like, I'm over it. You're boring. Up and back, reach. Chin to throat, soft knees. And hands go down. Head and hands are heavy. Head and hands heavy, soft knees. As you can see, I do have a big bend in my knees. I'm getting a good stretch in my hamstrings here. That's the back of the legs. And then from here, I'm going to come up just enough that I can put my hands on my shins. I'm going to lift my head up first and kind of push my hands into my shins. So now I'm going to reach my head away from my tailbone. I'm going to engage my upper back. I'm going to continue to raise up. I'm going to engage my mid-back, open collarbones. I'm going to engage my low back. As you can see, I'm in serious extension right now. And coming all the way up. Good. And shrug those shoulders out. That one's a great one to start your day with, especially if you're feeling stiff. Wolfie, come on, Bob. All right, I'll just let him out. Go ahead. Excuse me. And here we go. Go ahead and have a seat. And we're going to do spinal roll downs now. So this one is articulated throughout each vertebrae. So you have a bunch of bones in your spine, right? They make up your spine. And then there's little discs in between. So sometimes it gets a little bit pinched. So we're going to create some space. So we're going to tuck our tailbone, roll down. You can hold behind your legs if you'd like to. Roll down slowly. Try to go one vertebrae at a time. Lengthening out. And then from here, you're just going to go into a full body stretch. So reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the toe tips. You can flex your feet, point your feet. I'm not sure if my feet are in the frame. I think they are. But you can point your toes forward and then pull your toes backward. Point forward, pull backward. Okay? And then from here, I'm going to roll back up. And then I'm going to go into a hamstring stretch. So I'm going to soften my knees. My chest is open, and then I'm going to reach my hands forward toward my shins, toward my toes. Feeling the stretch in the back of the legs. Okay, so not only are we moving the spine, moving energy through the spine, but then when we come up, we're adding that hamstring stretch, because like I said, a lot of times tight backs come from tight hamstrings or tight hip flexors. Okay, so here we go. I'm trying to scoot back so that I stay in the frame the whole time. And then go ahead and tuck and roll back. Scoop that belly button in. Slow and controlled. Rolling back. Reaching those hands overhead. Reaching, lengthening through the toes. Reaching through the heels. Big, big body, full body stretch. And then soft knees or long legs. Either way is fine. Exhale. Peel your spine off the mat. And hinge forward once again. So chest is open, spine is long, soft knees, hinge forward. Maybe you grab for your feet, maybe you grab for your ankles. Either way is fine. All right, you want to keep a nice flat back here to stretch those hamstrings. Make sure that the flesh is out of the way, so you're sitting on your sit bones, the bottom of the pelvis. Breathing. All right. Let's do that one more time. Okay, it's really good. Movement, then stretch. So go ahead and tuck, roll back, scoop that belly button in, soft knees, and roll it back. Nice. All right, reaching through the toes, reaching through the heels. Maybe you roll your ankles out. Why not? Why not do more things for our body? Okay, and then go ahead and roll back up. We'll go for our final hamstring stretch here. And if you need to use a little bit of momentum there, that's totally fine. All right, move the flesh out of the way, heart lifts up, and reaching forward. Again, I have a little bit of a bend here in my knees. I do have tight hamstrings, tight calves, so it's okay if you bend your knees a little bit. You want to try to keep your back fairly straight. You're not like rounding your back like this, right? So back is flat. Maybe you can grab for your toes, maybe not. It's okay either way. Couple deep breaths. Good. Okay, so let's take it to one of my favorite back loosening exercises. You guys are probably all familiar with this one. You can do it from your hands and knees. You can do it standing. You can do it against a counter. It's called cat-cow. So knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to drop the belly down, open up the collarbones, lift your head up. Okay? And then you're going to drop your chin around your spine, upward, 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 tuck the tailbone. And drop down opposite direction. Now I want you to focus on your spine, focus on your tailbone. So I'm going to try to lead this from my tailbone. My tailbone is going to tuck first, then it's going to roll through my spine like a wave, and then my head goes down. Now my tailbone's going to lead again, so it's going to start to arch. It's going to roll through my spine like a wave, and then I come into this position, this cow position. All right, tuck the tailbone, roll through the spine like a wave, and then arch your back. Roll through the spine like a wave. Let's do that just a couple more times. Woo, nice. Okay, so for those of you that want something a teeny bit more advanced, if you're familiar with my videos, we've done this one a lot, but I will explain it in detail. So you're going to go back into a child's pose. Your bottom is back on your heels, your hands reach forward, your head is down, okay? Reach the hands forward, separate the fingertips and push into each fingertip. Then from here, you're going to tuck your tailbone just like we just did a second ago. You're going to round your spine up because you don't want to move your hands. So round your spine up. We're going to create a wave through the spine. Hips drop, chest opens, shoulder blades pull down the back. Create length through the front of the arms. Breathe. Now from here, I'm going to drop my chin. I'm going to push my spine up through the center of my back, like one of those dinosaurs, Stegosaurus, if you know what that is. Push your spine up between the shoulder blades. Engage your core and roll backward. So the wave goes the opposite direction. Okay, let's do that a couple more times. So I'm in this position. I separate my fingertips. I push each fingertip down so that I know my hand isn't going to move. I tuck my tailbone. It creates this force that almost wants to pull my hands backward. So I round my spine up because I want to keep my hands placed where they are. Round up, round up, round up. Come forward in that wave. Drop the hips, open chest. Couple deep breaths here. I am engaging my abs slightly. I am engaging my glutes slightly. I'm not thoroughly engaged, just enough to protect the low back, okay? Big inhale, chin drops, spine lifts up like a Stegosaurus. Round it, sit back, heels on the, bottom on the heels, excuse me. And let's go one more time. Palms stay planted, tuck the tailbone, round it up. Round it, round it, round it, round it. Come forward, drop these hips, open chest. Good, breathe. And take it back, chin to throat. Pop that spine up, rib cage pulls up and in. And reach back. Nice, breathe. Okay, so let's go. Same position, you're gonna reach your left hand up for the sky, and you're gonna rotate left shoulder up, look up. So left hand up for the sky, rotate shoulder up, look up. Thread through, ear is down, and let's take a couple deep breaths in this position. I want you to focus on expanding the back of the rib cage. One more time. Last one. Good. From here, I'm going to reach back up with my left hand. I'm going to look up to the sky. Shoulder turns up to the sky. And then I go back to that starting position, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my right side. So right side reaches up, look up, turn your shoulder up, thread through, you're on your ear, you're on your shoulder, and you breathe. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Expand the back of the rib cage. You should feel your rib cage expanding. If you can't get your head all the way to the mat, I would advise using a pillow or something to support you. After your next exhale, you're going to reach back up to the sky and back to center, child's pose. Okay, cool. From here, let's continue. So I'm going to lay down on my back once again. And we're going to work on a little bit of rotation. So to kind of ease into it, let's let the knees flop side to side. So to the right, to the left. For those of you that are just joining, you can feel free to drop a comment in the comment box. We do have a team on board right now that can answer any questions that you have. Or if you just want to say hi, say hi, my name's Nicole. Hi to you back. And I try to respond to comments. I don't get to all of them, but I do try to respond. Okay. Here we go. So you're going to pull your knees into your chest. So you're laying flat on your back, knees into your chest. Take a deep breath. Now I'm going to keep my left knee where it is, but I'm going to lengthen my right leg out and lengthen it along the ground. Now I'm going to bring this left knee over to the right side of my body, holding the outside of the leg with my right hand. So it's a spinal twist. If you have herniations or bulging discs, do not do this one. So big inhale, rotate, exhale. Sometimes I can get a couple of good cracks there. I didn't get much this time. Make sure that your spine is long. Sometimes we can get compressed when we rotate. So I'm rotating, right? Now I'm going to reach for my bottom foot with my free hand. And I'm looking for a big, big stretch here called pretzel or bretzel. You're going to pull your heel into your bottom. You're looking over your left shoulder. So my left knee is on the ground. My left thigh, I should say, my entire left leg is on the ground. Am I lying? I'm lying. I get confused in this stretch. That's my right leg that's on the ground. My left leg is twisted up and over on the other side. So looking over my left shoulder. Now from here, again, we're going to work with the breath. So I'm going to take 2 deep breaths. I'm going to try and pull my breath all the way from my nostrils into my pelvis. So just creating length and relaxation through the spine. I'm going to try one more time, pulling that air all the way down to the pelvis. And relax. So you can allow that bottom leg to go free. You're going to pull your legs back to that hook line position, which is flat back, feet flat. And if you wanted to go knees into a little windshield wiper, you can. If you want to pull your knees into your chest, you can. All right, we're going to do the other side. So knees into your chest first. Lengthen that left leg out. Left hand is over the right knee. So opposite hand over opposite knee. And we're going to pull that over to the other side of our body. So big inhale. Ooh, got a couple good cracks there. Now I'm going to lengthen my spine real quick. So I'm lifting up my shoulders slightly, lengthening my spine, looking over my right shoulder toward these doors behind me. And then I'm going to grab for my bottom leg, my bottom ankle, I should say. And this is a really, really strong hip flexor stretch. So not only is it spinal rotation, but you're also stretching your hip flexor. Looking over that right shoulder, big inhale. You're stretching your quads of the bottom leg, which is now my left leg. Now you want to try to pull that air all the way down into your pelvis. So big inhales, draw the air all the way down into your pelvis. You'll probably feel some resistance through your obliques. That's normal. And relax. Release that bottom leg. Pull your knee into your chest. Let's pull both knees into our chest. And then little circles here. You're going to use your hands to kind of rock the knees around, rock the hips around, pick a circle, pick a direction. They're going in the same direction. And then I'm going to go other direction. Perfect. All right. Now, final little piece here is just, it's a pose, I guess you could call it. It's nice. Isometric hold. So you're just going to have your feet out as wide as your mat, or even wider than your mat is great. And then turn your knees in and let them hit each other or touch each other, lean against each other, I should say. Then you're going to lift up your hips just a little bit. Make sure your spine is nice and lengthened. And then we're just going to hang out here. So your thighs, your femurs are rotated inward, which creates space at the top of the femurs and creates space for the sacrum. So low back, where a lot of people generally have issues in their low back, usually like S5, L5, S1, like in that low back area. So just breathe. Relax. Allow yourself to actually relax here. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths. Try to melt into the mat. Again, I'm trying to bring that air all the way down into my pelvis. I'm relaxing through my shoulders. 1 more big deep breath here. Pulling the air slowly into your pelvis, into your sacrum. Good. Go ahead and separate those knees. Maybe flop them side to side again. Little windshield wiper action. And pull those knees into your chest. And thank your body. Find one thing that you are grateful for about your body, whether it be something you like aesthetically or something that you feel strong in or something that you're grateful for. Let's take a deep breath here. Something you're grateful for about your body. And beautiful, guys. So I hope you're feeling nice and loose. I'm feeling nice and loose. This is really great. Thank you, guys.